When we celebrate Avurudu or Sinhala and Tamil New Year in April, Sri Lankans partake in some traditions and rituals because we do and have done it forever. But do we actually know why we do this? For instance, observing the Nonagate, the reason for auspicious times, the boiling of milk, oil anointing, the games, and the list goes on. We may know vignettes, but it's always good to know the roots to these rituals. Who better than Ravibandhu Vidyapathy, a man who studies everything traditional and who has delved into Sri Lanka's rituals from ages past to add to his repository of knowledge, which he adds to dance and drum treasure troves. How did the Sinhala and the Tamil New Year come together at this time of the year?
According to what is known as the Panchanga calendar of the South Indian Hindu tradition, the sun appears in the zodiac sign of Aries exactly on the 14th of April. And the Sinhala people celebrate it as a transition from the previous zodiac sign, that is Pisces, to Aries on 13th and 14th. So the Sinhala and Tamil New Year comes together mainly as a sun worship. The time of harvesting, the harvesting is completed and people are rejoicing and celebrating nature.
So, what is the significance of the Nonagate? Why do people have to observe it?
Nonagate comes from no nakata, which means there is no auspicious times. So Nonagate is exactly the short time span, maybe a couple of hours, just before the advent of the auspicious time to start the day or to light the heath. So this in between time span is considered neither auspicious nor inauspicious. People believe it's the best time to engage in religious activities, perhaps a custom or a practice that had been coming down from the 18th century when the Nayakar kings ruled the Kandyan kingdom. And they considered this auspicious, the Nonagate time is the best time to engage in religious activities. The king went to the temple of the tooth and he spent that time there. So the subjects obviously practiced the same thing, and it had been coming down probably since the 18th century.
And why are there auspicious times for everything, for boiling of the milk, for lighting of the hearth, stepping out to work?
For every activity, if there is a good time, then we benefit more through it. When, as a country, as different communities, just imagine the entire country and its people doing things at the same time. The blessings and the impact of it is much more beneficial. So it's perhaps symbolizing the power of togetherness.
So there are lots of myths about boiling milk. Why do people do it, and what sort of milk should we use?
Boiling milk symbolizes prosperity and abundance, because as we boil the milk until it spills off the container, so that is a sign of prosperity, abundance. But milk is considered a very pure substance. The cow is also considered a sacred symbol and an animal. For example, in Indian tradition, Indian mythology, there is a heavenly cow called Kamadhenu, which means Kama is all the wealth, prosperity, everything. Dhenu is the one who gives. So the one who gives us all the wealth, prosperity and in abundance is an auspicious, sacred animal. So the cow's milk has obviously become the choice for boiling milk, because it has some heavenly connection.
Why do we have an oil anointing ceremony?
Oil anointing ceremony or the Hisatil Gam takes place mainly to bless the people good health and long life. Usually the monks take the lead in this activity, and when anointing the oil on your head, this liquid is prepared by mixing various things like oil and parts of various fruits and herbs, and you place some neem leaves, and you stand there or kneel there, and on top of your head also it's something like that, either neem or some other kind of leaf, which is symbolic of protection.
The games, all those funny games, how did they ever come to be? People are so joyous when they partake of these games, but it's actually only during Avurudu time.
Most of these funny games or comical enacting of things, of course, using folk songs, stanzas, and drums and some dance, have come about recently. They don't seem like ancient. See, for example, a game like balancing the lime on a spoon. Now in the West they have the same thing with an egg. So the cultures do mingle, and some cultures integrate other things. In this season, the spring season, you want to be happy all the time. So you don't think of very serious things, and then that's hence the choice of all these very comical, light-hearted games.
So, how much of these traditions do you think are fading away with time?
I would say no, because they are not fading away or dying, but they are continuing, changing according to time. In the past, the custom was to clean the heath, the traditional heath, which is made of 3 stones. So it's all clean, the entire kitchen, and all this stuff is put on something, and usually Sinhalese people keep it at a junction. Where normally a junction we cook on gas burners, but cleaning the gas burner and the kitchen and color washing, all these things take place according to the present needs. Some of the traditional customs and manners are observed. For example, the offerings made at the temple is done in the very traditional manner, with the traditional drumming, ABC playing and all that, and the sounding of the temple bell. Those things have been coming down for ages.
So, Ravi, here's wishing you, your family, and our nation a Subha Alutavruta.
Same to you, and are you one?
Kaleidoscope is on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Remember to subscribe, follow, and like us for more.